All right, y'all, we are up to part 11 of our Build Along series. For real this time, I actually went and looked. So we are working over here on these side rooms. If you've been following along, I'm sorry for the long gap. I totally got caught up in, pack crazy expansion. But what I want to do, so I don't forget, is this little bathroom right here. I will totally end up overlooking, so I'm going to stop and do that real quick. Because we already have a cute little bathroom started right here, I might just copy and paste. Let's see. We actually have 3 tiles, so we have plenty of space here without having to squish stuff. You can make a functional 2-tile bathroom if you are using the, one second, the pedestal sink. So if you for some reason need to only have a 2-tile space, if you take the toilet and kind of push it back into the wall just a tiny bit and use the pedestal sink specifically, not the like full sinks, these will actually work in a 2-tile setup as well. But we've got lots of space, so we can have our nice. I kind of like this one for inside. That feels like a nice kind of country vibe, yeah. Da-da-da. What colors do you have? Ooh, that blue's pretty. Ooh, green. Go with our green theme that we've had going. That makes sense. We've had a lot of green in this build. We definitely need some lighting. Let's add that so we can actually see what we're doing. What feels right for our bathroom here? These? That looks so huge in there though, doesn't it? That doesn't look right at all. Oh, these guys, I think. Nope. I really wish we had that in like the... Never mind. That. Ahaha. Perfect. I like the silver. Alright, let's do that. So now we can actually kind of see what's going on in our bathroom. That helps a bit. Got a nice little mirror here. Maybe this one comes in green too, but it does not match the... Oh, there we go. We'll go with the green and gray. So it matches the sink bit there. I guess I should probably paint the floors and the walls. That might be a good idea, right? Before you get a sim in here and they complain about how awful it is. Ooh, there we go. Look at this. Kind of little aqua colors going on there. Simple. Sometimes it's the little things. Let's see. I think this tile has a matching. Is that a little too matchy-matchy? I don't know. Maybe we could do the grays. Pick back up the gray. If I want to do gray, I don't think I like that gray though. That's too big. But no. Decisions are hard, y'all. I wish this had like a white with a green sprinkle bit. Ooh. There we go. Maybe. Nah. I think if I was going to do that one, I would need a different floor. Now this, I think, comes in. Nope. I don't like any of those. The struggle is real, y'all. Nope. Don't like that one. Too dark. Simple neutral. Might end up just going with simple neutrals here. I mean, there is the, simple neutral gray. There we go. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go gray and green in this bathroom, so. Alright, I want to go, we do need some soap at our sink. Always need our toilet paper roll. And if you're me and you're very silly, you probably have put extra toilet paper rolls a lot of times because you just never know when you're going to need this stuff. Let's see. Blue and the light. I have a gray, but it's a tan towel. That doesn't work at all. Too matchy-matchy. Maybe just the white? I think I might just do a little white towel. I'm going to shrink it down, put a little white towel right there on the side. Put your hand towel on your soaps. And then on this side, I don't really have room for a cabinet. We could do some shelves up above. I like this idea actually. Why don't we just put a little basket of, some extra lotions or soaps or whatever in the bathroom. I know they call it just for me bath basket, but hey. Shh, I won't tell that it's not in the bathtub. Let's get a nice little art piece for in here. Something not too fancy, I think. This is one we used in the other room, I believe. Tropical. Underwater. It's kind of pretty. No, that doesn't seem to really fit our style that we've had going though, huh? Blueprints. Nope. Nope. Does not fit our vibe at all, huh? Dinosaurs. Ooh, let's see. These are all so beautiful. I could use all of these like so many times. Like that one. There we go. Just a simple nature print. And then you could add another little shelf back here. Wrong one. Surfaces. Let's see. I always think like this looks so huge compared to the toilet, and it's like I would feel weird with it hanging over my head like dun dun dun, there is doom upon us. Alright, I'm silly. I know. Y'all know this by now. Alright, let's just put just a little shelf there. A different one? I don't think it matters for this. Ooh, I do like that actually. I like its little feetsies. I'm gonna set it to where its feet show. There we go. And add a little bit of something there. You can add a plant. You can always add a plant, right? That's just always acceptable. As soon as I remember which ones actually fit on the little shelf. Ah, these guys do. It needs to be smaller though. Yeah, like that. How about that? And then let's see. The other thing that is always useful in honestly any room in the house, right? Box of Kleenex always comes in handy. All right, pretty simple little setup there. Hey, where did my painting go? Y'all, I did have a painting there, right? Pretty sure I did. It's not the wall. What did this game do to my painting? Okay, so that's a new one. I don't think I hit Control Z. Maybe I did hit Control Z. You know what crazier things have happened? Um, I gotta find it again. There it is. Although the sunflowers is also cute. But I really liked this one. Let's put it back. All right, game. Leave my painting alone now. I'm like watching it here. I have trust issues now. All right. I realized that one of the activities in base game that you use a lot is the chess, right? You can build up your logic skill. And we do have this like kind of big open area because we have a formal dining room here and we have a bar, so we didn't really need another eating area or sitting area like that. But I thought that this could be a really nice space to put a chess set. And so you could either kind of slide it here against the stairs. We could put it right here. We could put it over under the window maybe. I think that's too close to that walk path. Humorously, I think I just kind of want it like not all the way against the wall, but not like completely not against the wall either. That made sense, right? All right. If anybody ever asks why I don't normally stream live, this is why. The squirrels. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that looks nice. Look at that. Kind of like that. And we could scoot it maybe a little bit closer, but I don't think I want to put it all the way against. the wall there. So the other place I was thinking could be right here, but that also narrows that hall down. Okay, I almost want to put it this way. Is that too crazy, y'all? Like, it works there. What if we put a little, like, something right beside it to kind of help make this a little space? Maybe a cabinet or a bookcase? Where did we find those? We found the china hutches. These. There we go. So I know we have the big one right there, but maybe we have, like, the pretty display hutch? Mm. Mm-hmm. I kind of like this one. That feels a little bit like grandma's dishes there, you know? Ooh. Ooh. In a pretty green color. Not that I like that green, though, as much. Let's see. We have kind of a gray. That's kind of interesting. That doesn't really fit any of the other wood colors we have going on, huh? I like this light one. It's either going to be that or maybe a bookcase kind of thing. Ooh, or this guy. I just realized, watching actually someone else's video, I was talking to them, and I'm like, wait, what is that hutch? And they're like, it's BaseGame. And I'm like, I feel like an idiot because I have not noticed that hutch. But look at this. It's so pretty. Ooh, I kind of like those. The really dark wood right there, kind of pop everything off. That makes those dishes pop out beautifully. And this, and then, because always add a plant, right? We can put, let's see. No, not quite right. Too big. I kind of want to put it up there, actually. Some tulips. I kind of like the tulips are like a little bright bit of color. I think I do want to use them. So let me show you. I think I've talked about this in a earlier video, and this is a really good example. I do not like floating objects up in game view, so I do this all the time. I usually use the Shelfie Supreme from the Sleek Bathroom Kit, which is like potentially the best value kit in the entire game, but also make this the color that's kind of not disruptive to what you have. Slide it here, and now this item is actually, this vase in this case, is actually attached to the wall. And yeah, there's a little grid back there you can see because I'm using this this full one right here. If it's an object that fits on like these things, they slide completely and are gone when you're trying to put stuff up there. So just a little hack, right? That's what we're here for. I like that. That feels like it's like more used space now. And you could even, you know, because this is how that would go in my house. That would be scooched up against the wall. Okay. Now, I'm going to come around to this side. And so we're going to have a little indoor painting nook right here by our window because we have a pretty little view. So let's grab some curtains again. I think I might use the same ones we used on the front right here. Those in. And then, let's see. What do you think about a window box inside? Do we have some pretty window boxes? Let's see. That's BaseGame. Whoops. I was looking at that going, that's way too many choices. Mm-hmm. This is pretty, but I don't know. Sometimes plants and things that are meant to have this like big outdoor light really struggle with the interior light, and I have not yet gotten good at figuring out exactly why that is, like how to adjust for that. Sometimes you can sit there and add enough lights coming from different directions that it'll work, but then it's a kind of a juggle to not end up with super hyper bright spots in your game. So choose accordingly, right? Let's see. We could have maybe a little table over here, a little tiny table. It's our smallest thing we've got here. BaseGame. We've got these. Kind of like the idea of having, you know, this right here. I don't even know what I did right there. We're gonna fix that. There we go. Oh, that's where I do know what I did. That's where I redrew it. Yep, our art piece is still hanging out this time. Okay, let's go back to our decorations. Let's see. What do we want on our art supply area? We could have some books like they were sketchbooks. Maybe if you do them in like the darker color, now it looks like they're actual, you know, black and brown. Most sketchbooks are black and brown. I have a ton of them. And obviously you can actually use the, I mean, if you're either already unlocked it or have going to unlock it, you could use this, and that gives you an inspiring buff right here. The only thing is, if you're trying to use these aura buffs, this is still technically part of this room, and so you might end up with some funny. Sometimes the aura things emit is a little bit like, wait, how, why, what? Just to be aware of. If you don't care and you're just gonna rock with it, you can, you know, leave it whatever version you like. I actually liked the other book stack, which I've totally lost now. There it is. I actually like this one a little better. This one just looks more sketchbooky to me. And I'm gonna add, I don't have a paintbrush thing, but I do have this. There we go. There is a kit that has a paint splatter rug that's just like paint spilled on the floor. It's kind of fantastic. I both cringe a little every time and yet use it because it's so true. But I think here I'm just going to put, kind of make this feel a little bit more intentional, right? We've got a nice little, like a little corner there. All right, coming back around, I'm going to leave the little spotlight in the hall there intentionally. This dark shadow, by the way, right here, y'all, is because we've not lit the upstairs at all. When we actually light the upstairs, you won't see that, but that's, I'm not ignoring it, that's why it's there. So we have our master suite and master bath over here, and then we have the office. We are only at, we're only at 17 minutes. Let's do the office because I think that'll be a little faster, and then maybe next time we'll do both of these too. So we want to use our interior doors. I'm going to grab the same one. So keep using the same doors. And actually, I'll go ahead and put it here so we don't forget. And there. Okay. So, although, I kind of want to do an archway. My husband was watching this the other day and laughed at me. He's like, how many times did you change your mind on those poor people? And I'm like, shh, just let it happen. It's fine. All right. I like that. I like having a kind of open look into our office. Let's grab our floor. Do we use? Nope, we didn't use this one. Should we use? Nope. No. Heartwood? Is that what we were using here? I think we were using the heartwood in. Or not. You know what? Lumber, fashion hardwoods. Oh, okay. That would have taken me a minute to get back around to. There we go. All right. I'm going to use the same flooring for the office. I will probably use carpet in the bedroom, so I'm not going to do that one right now. This is where we start getting into some really great places where you can change the wall color naturally and it'll feel like it flows really well. So if you, want to go something crazy in your office, if you have a lot more personality or a lot of times I'll try to kind of come up with a sim idea and then build around it because otherwise I end up kind of fishing and flailing with the same things going, yeah, okay, this is generic number, 687. I don't want to do that. So I kind of like these. They're so extra, but I also love them. Ooh, how about that? Go green down in here. Oh, and this is, every builder's grumble ever is going and drag the clipping plants out of the wall. I think in this case, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shrink it down and leave it set where it is. So you can, what I just did, you guys, is if you click on it, resize, and then hit escape, the size will change, but the position will stay the same. So like in that case, I like where we had that. I don't want to move them. So that lets me, easily have the best of both worlds there. I think we've got pretty. Do we want to do a little something more with our window maybe? What if we have like a triple over here? Not so much that you get distracted working, right? Not that I would ever get distracted working on stuff. Okay, I like that. And then obviously study. Let's go see. What kind of bookcase do we want in our farmhouse? Usually start with these because they're a nice big chunk of space taker upper. Ooh, I like that. That's definitely a little fancy for our farmhouse, huh? I like that. That has like, I don't know, it's got a nice jumbled feel to it that appeals to me. So this is a me thing right here. These stay up, and if you use a full height bookcase, that means in gameplay when you're looking around, it's this. It's gonna stay there. It's obstacle. I love them, but I am very, very picky about how I use them and play. So like for me, for example, I will use this one and spin it to where it's here. Because that way, when I'm actually playing, and I play usually in half down view, it's now this. Actually, it's going to go over all the way against the wall. But it's right here. And so it's visually, it's not unless I'm going this way, which I'm not likely to. I kind of think about that when I'm building is which direction am I going to play in and go with that. So I do like this. So does it come in what are the colors? Ooh, look. And it does come in a really nice wood color. It matches beautifully there. Yeah, let's do that one. All right, we need a desk to go with it. I think I want to have a setup that's kind of like I don't know, I don't want to say the principal's office, but where I'm going to have some chairs here in front of the desk because I've got enough space in this room to do that. So let's have a nice desk chair to sit in. We use just, classic here. Classic desk chair. And then I'm going to add let's go up to the comfort chairs. Not the comfort, the living room chairs. Maybe these? Oh, I love these. I love these so much. They don't actually fit our Farmhouse 5 very well, but I love them. Mission undecided. Ooh, wait, you mean the cream? Darker cream? I think I like the lighter. Give a little bit of brightness in there. Although I don't think that wood matches. So let's see, what do we want to do about our wood here? See, I think these two look like they're about the same. Let's see if we can get the desk to match better. Since the Sims like, oh my god, y'all. None of these match. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm only a little traumatized. Let's go back up here and look at desks again because I can't. Too fancy. This could work. Let's see. Same problem, huh? Does not come with a very good matching wood color. This works, but to me, like, this... I guess it's not quite so high. It's kind of like when you have a big, like, thing right there. It makes this look silly because it's like you can't see over your desk to actually talk to people. That's just a me thing, right? Everybody has their own little quirkisms. These are cute, but they are super kid themed. This I like, but same problem, nothing matching. This one, huh? It's a little bit on the fancy side. Do we have maybe a color that's not so... no, too elaborate. Nah. I mean, we could totally just say forget it and flip this around. But again, this is one of those things that's going to stay up. So you're going to have that same problem in gameplay that's going to visually block wherever you're actually trying to see. So I don't want to do that. I think we're about to change wood colors because I really like this desk, girl. I think it's going to be the wood. The wood's got to go. All right. Let's put this back over here. This over here. Let's see what other colors we have in these things. Black. We got the creamy. We got a gray. That light gray white. Do these have a gray option? This is where the swatch tray comes in really handy. Light gray arms. It's like this one has two settings, either they're super dark or super light. Okay, we might change those because that combo is pretty nice. Of course, I'm sitting here looking, but the wall color. This, this is how this goes sometimes. Let's see. Way too fancy. Maybe go the lighter pink color. No, definitely can't go to the blues. Let's see. These are kind of pretty. We got, let's see. Ooh. Nah. Is not love. Let's see. I do actually like these, but it's not quite what I want for an office. Too fancy. Wallpaper is not cutting it for me. Let's go back to just paints and see what we got here. I think like that looks too much. Yeah, we have a nice little quiet farmhouse that's been pretty sedate until now, so no, too fancy. Oh, here we go. What about just a... I think we might be onto something. If we just add... keep a lighter green. Ooh, all right, there we go. Stay with our light green color and add just some white baseboards in the office. And now we'll let the grays, let's add some lighting in here too. And of course you can have your desk lamp, right? It looks like a farmhouse lamp. It's mission stuff maybe, or... I don't really like the modern for this one. Ooh, I do kind of like that though. Nerves of Steel desk lamp, secret agent. I fail at that job, I get fired every single time. Do y'all know that? Like I get to hire like an almost high level in it, and then it'll ask like some ethics question, and I choose like the good guy choice, like be honest about this, and I get kicked out. So, uh, here we go. Just a simple ceiling lamp. Okay. All right. I'm happier with this now. Let's go back and look at our chair choices again now that we've kind of swapped some stuff out. Ooh, okay, here we go. Look, there's a gray in this one. And that gives a lighter color chairs, which I like. We could even see if, does this come in? This does come in a white. Do we want to go pull that to white too? Ooh, actually, yes, I do. I like that it is not like eye-searingly white. It is still a nice, you know, aged white. So I am pretty happy with that. And you could, of course, put a test set in here too. Uh, Endless options, right? Let's give a little computer. I tend to use the laptops because I can put them in their bags, and most of the time they will leave them alone. Having said that, my sim right now is all about that daggum laptop, and she has actually lost her laptop completely now. Alright, this would be a good spot for one of these. Let's see. Do they come in a gray? Yeah. It's not quite the same gray, is it? It's like this like tannish gray color. It's a little more gray than those. Okay. Have the bonsai tree in the corner. And did we put any music stuff out here? I don't remember, y'all. Or dartboard or woodworking? No. So we could say, you know, have a just basic guitar over here if you want. I don't like the color on that one. There we go. I'm gonna have something over there. Whichever you like, right? Got a new coach thing. Right. Gaming pads. I never give them the gaming pad because y'all, the choices they make after that. Whew. You give them a gaming pad and that's it. Good luck. Your Sims are really fighting for their lives from then on. But let's see. No, too fancy. I want to love it, but it is not quite working for me. The size is good, but the color's not right. Maybe. Kind of like that. It's definitely an option. Or maybe a little more subdued. That is not a little more subdued, that's a little more high contrast. Sisalish rug. Maybe in a gray. Ooh, there we go. Brown edging, that nice kind of gray tone we've got going there. Alright, let's add some curtains to our window. So we've been using these. Ooh, I mean they actually do fit nicely on these. But we could do something like these. What two tones? Ooh, this neutral color. Or maybe the creamy. How about the creamy color? Alright, so this is going to be a thing. I don't like the gap. The gap bothers me. Alright, changing my mind. Gap bugs me. Too fancy, right? Oh, now those fit there very nicely. I love these curtains. Like, these as base game is one of the coolest things that's happened. I mean, I guess maybe not the coolest, but I like them a lot. I think they have a lot of really beautiful detail. Okay, this is feeling pretty good. Let's add a... By the way, I realized something, y'all. I tend to be a way more detailed builder than your average Sims house. You don't have to go as crazy in the details as I do. It's not a trap. A blueprint kind of thing? Motivational painting could be funny too. Speaking of. Or just some family portraits. Ooh, a map. Nothing is striking love as me. Let's go here and go to the gallery. I was cleaning out my library, y'all. Don't judge. Office painting. We're gonna try seeing super. No, that's like offices for painting. That's not what I want. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try to go to, what if we do motivational painting? Nothing. Oh, look! Yay! We have these. So there's actual, phrase ones. I kind of want to see these. I do like the comment this person has here about it being in Simlish. I like that too. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Maybe over here framing? Do we like that? I think I'm gonna end up saving this to my room. Do you guys know? Show you a trick real quick. Hold that thought. I'm gonna pause this because it's gonna take a minute to load back out to world mode and back in. Okay, and we're back. Don't hit the world manage button when you merely mean to go to the gallery. What I was gonna show you, when you save a room to your library like this in your favorites, it will actually show up over here in these styled rooms. So anytime that you're doing this, and you're like, oh, wait, I want that thing for later, they're here. So like this, the Sims pre-designed styled rooms as well, but anything you save also shows up right here. So it can be a super useful tool that then you can just be like, oh, I want that kitchen. You know, that's the crazy octagon kitchen. Yeah, but just a handy little tip right there. Okay, I don't like motivational. Let's go and see. Let's just try nature painting. Oh, you know what? Actually, I was gonna say let's do farm. Once once the gallery finishes. Dun, dun. I might pause the video if this takes forever. I'm impatient, y'all. Uh-oh, I've done made it bad. There we go. Let's try. I want to try farm painting. There we go. Okay. Ooh, this is more like what I was kind of thinking. Oh, I like these. Look at this. I'm gonna save this. This would also be why I have 4,687,000 things in my library. Oh, look at these though. Perfect. This is exactly what I had in mind. I think these come from in-game actually, but they're very pretty. Something like that right there. And if we do, let me put this one here bigger and put this one over there. I like that tree a lot. That's pretty too. That's simple. All right, hold on. Let's see. Now we're definitely getting closer to what I wanted though. Oh my god, y'all. Ah, that's so cute. All right, that's it. I'm gonna have to take some of these and do some fun. Oh, they're pretty. Apparently chickens. Apparently if you want farm paintings, what you actually get are chicken paintings. Ooh. Ooh, those are pretty. I like that. I really hope EA sorts out their painting things so we can do this again. Wheat farms. This one's pretty. This is actually just a collage someone made of the stuff in game. Not quite what I want, but let's see. I'm definitely going to edit a chunk of this section out, y'all. Because this is me at my indecisive best. There's the one we used before. Country kitchen. Let's try just nature. Ooh. Here we go. Oh, I like all three of those a lot. Ooh, what about using... Let's see. Somebody actually put them in a little... So there's these two tree ones. We'll have to go in live mode and add the frames to them. I really do want something that's either... I like that pair though. So I'll definitely... Oop, you know what? Hold on. We'll make life easy. We'll do it the other way around. There we go. And you can either choose framed or not. We can frame them with the paintings like we've done before. Alright, let's see if I can find something... I think it would look better with a horizontal. Either a paired, like the ones that are meant to be like this, where it's split over two images. Or an actual like horizontal painting. Ooh, this one right here maybe? Let's see what that is. Oh, that's pretty. There we go. I know those kind of look like a, not exactly matching, but a nice little set. Okay. Now let's have behind desk, I think all the framed diplomas and stuff, that is empty bag. Let's see. I want to see, those all come from later on, huh? From other packs. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize there was quite so many of these though. The Steelicorn. Okay, we're gonna need at least, you know, these are too ridiculous to not have at least one of these in here. What's this one called? Inspirational Mouse. We've got a bear, when pigs fly, sign of rainbow. I love the rainbow. Mama bear. It's just those four. All right, let's see. Kind of really like the mouse. I don't know why the inspiration of a mouse makes me giggle so much, but here we are. I think that's pretty fantastic. And these are, those are different ratio. So put one of those right there. I think then on the other side, I want something that is not a painting. Let's see. Oh, not a menu. Do we have one of those? Oh, that's like the police one, huh? Whoa, that's big. Super cute, but big. Aha! There we go. Oh no, that's still like the public board. I was thinking like there was the family one, but I think that might be in another pack. I forget sometimes. That's kind of cute. I want that on something though, right? Like I don't just want it. Alright, we're gonna keep it for a second. Like to me it looks funny that it's just there, right? Like nope, too big if we do that. Do we have something that could work? I was trying to think if we... These are really fun too. I love this whole Pride set. It's one of those things that I'm really glad that they added to base game. I want to see something. So, little useful trick. Look at the back of things because sometimes you can do some crazy hijinks rotating stuff around and using the back side of it. Doesn't always work. It really kind of depends on what it is. Like that actually would work. So, dadgummit. Pause. Okay. Unpause. All right. So I had, where did it go? One of these. Okay. And I think they come in both in the same colors. So I don't think, as far as the wood color, I might just have to grumble about it here because it's not going to be a very perfect match. But I want to show you how to do this. So I'm going to take the pieces I want to use. I'm just going to stick them over here in the yard. Delete my wall. Take this, rotate it around where I want it to be, enlarge it, and lift it up to about height where I want it to be at. So the one finicky thing about this is that you have to figure out, or you have to kind of eyeball exactly where that wall is going to be in live mode. You can very intentionally overlap it on purpose. Aha! I like that. Now, if I just drag these right to here, it's going to try to clip to the wall, right? Same thing. So, going to instead turn them around, lift them up. You want to make them big? I think that's too big though, huh? Boop. Make it look like that. There we go. So, you know, on the outside we have oranges, but click on that wall, redraw it. It doesn't show through the other side. You can actually even hide things in, like I could actually even move this in so it wasn't sticking off the wall as much. I think it's fine being that far in, so there we go. That to me looks better. It looks like, all right, okay kids, here's where you can stick all your, you know, stuff without mom throwing a fit. I'm going to shrink this down because visually those are big and annoying. And there's our office. Yay! Check that out. 45 minutes. Again.